What's up, guys? Welcome to the African Fighters. My name is Jabro, and today we have UFC light heavyweight from all the way from Imo State, Nigeria. Actually, all the way from Dallas. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're in Dallas. Yes.
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah,
Dallas.
all the way from Dallas by the way of Imo State, Nigeria. One of our brothers, and yeah, UFC light heavyweight. Kennedy, I'm very sorry I botched the intro. Probably don't like this, but
No, no, take your time, bro. We all make mistakes, man. You're good.
yeah,
That's awesome,
anyway,
bro.
yo, Kennedy,
You-
welcome to the show. Welcome to the
I
show.
appreciate it for having me, man. That's awesome. Don't worry about it, man. That's let's go. Let's go.
All right, all right. Well, first of all, I would like you to know that you're the first, actually, your first Nigerian fighter we've had on the show.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, we've had some, have a South African in here, Congolese and all of that. So thank you for honoring this. And just so you know, guys, this is a media platform where we put a microscope on African fighters, mostly in MMA and in combat sports at large, but mostly MMA. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So Kennedy, can you briefly tell us about just as fast as you can for the people that don't know, because we will kind of know your background. We the diehards, just for people that don't know, where you're born and your just a bit of your upbringing and your transition into the United States.
I'm from Nigeria, Imo State, so with it. And my name is Kennedy Nzechukwu, as you just said, and I'm 29 years of age. And I reside here in Dallas, Texas. I train out of a gym named Fortis MMA, and I'm fighting for the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Is an organization here in America, and they have a lot of fights that takes place worldwide. And for now, due to the COVID situation, is all the fights are taking place in the United States,
Yeah,
mostly in the Apex in Las Vegas. So
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, there is somewhere I saw that you used to be a football coach.
oh, well, I
What?
used to like that's like soccer. I used to train kids and like
Yeah. Well, you guys call it
play
soccer
soccer.
too.
Yeah, they call it soccer here. They confused me with that, man. And when I came here, I'm like, wait a minute, what's soccer? Um, then they name football. Then the football here is played with their hands. And why are you
Yeah.
playing football with their hands? And
Yeah.
everything's it's just
That's it.
backwards. So
That's it.
it's so yeah. I used to play soccer. I'll always play soccer growing up in Nigeria, and I used to train kids soccer. But with this fighting game I'm in, I just try to tone everything down just on fighting and focus on my fighting career, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, talking about soccer, I'm also a Nigerian, so I understand the love we have for soccer growing up,
Yeah.
most especially when you're born back home. We start kicking things like
Uh-huh.
plastic bottles and
I
and
know.
stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah, you already
about
know.
football, was there any chance, were you good enough to say you were going to pursue it as a career?
No, I was pretty good, man. I was pretty good when I came here. I really wanted to do it like professionally, but I'm still good though. But as things just didn't go as planned, so um opportunities presented itself, and I decided to go with initially I wanted to do boxing, but that
Yeah.
that didn't go as well because I was doing that, as I was trying to do that, I was trying to do that. I saw MMA and I decided to pick MMA because MMA is like more diverse. It has like
Yeah.
kicking, wrestling, all this other stuff. So it was kind of fascinating for me. So I decided to go with
Uh,
mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because, well, we could say that boxing is kind of on the down low when it comes to popularity, and
Mhm.
MMA is like one of the
Mhm.
fastest growing
Yeah,
sports
on
out
the
there.
rise.
So,
True.
picking up interest, you might easily just fall in love with MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also saw something about you when you went to train MMA just a couple of years ago. You literally had never trained. You've literally have never done anything in combat sport. You just literally started training. Is that true?
Yeah, it was 2015, early 2015. I had no background in any part of martial arts, and I decided to do it because I was really fascinated and intrigued by this sport. And I watching Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson, those are the guys, the pioneers of MMA. I always loved it, so I decided to do it. And when I went to do it, it was hard, man. Doing it is very hard, especially the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu grappling and striking. Trying to pick everything up and try to mold it together was kind of hard, but with consistent repetition and consistent practice and devotion to the sport, I continue to like progress, and I'm still on the rise, trying to
Mm-hmm.
fix everything and trying to put everything together. But it takes a experience, you know. So as I'm gradually grasping all those experience, I'm gonna continue to put them together, and
Yeah.
everything's in God's hands. So I thank God
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
so
well,
far.
I understand because when you came into the UFC, you only had like a handful of fights. So I would say like you are growing in the sports. Basically, you're growing
Yeah,
in the big league,
yeah,
and UFC is kind
absolutely.
of a tough place to
Yeah,
learn properly. So
it's
I
I know,
understand.
right? The big
Yeah,
leagues. It's like the Shark Tank. Now I'm swimming with the sharks.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I didn't really get a lot of experience because first of all, I had only one amateur fight, and as I was trying to like look for other opponents, no one wanted to fight me. I guess they thought I was too good, but I wasn't that good. I was just trying to learn and try to like get as much experiences as possible. So I had one amateur fight. We couldn't find opponents. We decided to go pro. And on my second or third fight, I fought for the contender series for Dana White. The fight was horrifying. Looking back, it's horrifying, but I I got the experience I needed, and after that contender, I still couldn't find opponents. So
Yeah,
the opponents I was able to find had literally zero to no experience at all. So going into the UFC after the second contender fight for the Dana White, God bless me. He luckily chose me, and I got thrown
yeah,
in there, and I started to learn, you know, on the job. So it was
yeah,
good because other fighters that which have more experience than me, I get to fight them and get that experience.
yeah.
But as time gradually goes on, I think I'm gonna start to mend my ways, and my
Mhm.
all the skills will start to show.
Well, speaking about opponents, I did understand like earlier you kind of find it hard to get people to match up with you, but right now with the momentum you've had from your last two fights, I'm pretty sure there will be fighters that would want to probably take your shine away. So I think
Mhm.
maybe that's how you probably get more fights. But speaking about that, are you comfortable with fighting? Or having opponents outside the top 15 or being in the top 15, does that mean anything to you or you're just okay with anybody they give you?
Yeah, to be honest, brother, like I put all my faith in Christ, man. Like he's the one that gives me my opponents. Anything like he provides for me, I take. So I don't usually, I know people always tell people to like call people out and try to like, you know, call
Yeah,
people in the top 10, top 15, but I just want to fight anyone given to me. At the end of the day, they're all fighters. So when it's my time will come. So it's God's will. I just fight anybody. I'm ready to fight anyone. So as time goes on, I'm gonna continue to climb the ladder, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what God has given me so far.
yeah. So talking about opponents, your next opponent is Dan Un Jung.
Yeah, John, yes.
Da Un Jung, the
Mhm.
South Korean guy. He's probably
Yes.
the South Korean right now that is like on the
Yes.
highest potential,
Yeah.
basically. A
Yeah.
young fighter, just a year or two younger than you, and
Yeah. Yeah.
he's been
Yes.
undefeated for 14 fights at the moment. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's like a huge challenge for you. I do understand that. So
Mhm.
before we had this interview, we already had it in our mind that you're gonna fight next week. But when I just
Yeah.
did my research before I hopped in here, I noticed that the fight was postponed, not really canceled, but postponed
Yeah.
to November
They
next
put
month.
Yeah, so they pushed it up a little bit, and I don't know the UFC. They pushed it up, and now it's November 13th, so I'm getting ready for it. I'm in great shape, in physical condition, mentally and physically, and I'm just coming back from training. So
Uh,
after training, right now I'm heading right now to my home gym in my garage to put in more work. So
yeah.
yeah, so I'm ready, man. So November 13th it is. So it's
All
about
right.
5 to 6 weeks from now, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I was wondering if there is a backstory to the postponement. Is there anything that we don't know about?
I think it was just some timing stuff about timing, and it depends on my coach. He's the one that is in charge of all that. So it's probably timing and stuff with the
Yeah.
UFC. So
All right.
so yeah,
Yeah, I understand. So speaking about that, Un Jung, we know he has heavy hands. He likes to strike, stand and bang, and all of that. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna ask without obviously asking you to lay all your game plan out in case people from his camp listen to this. But how do you see your path to success in that fight?
Yeah, he's a tough guy, tough Korean. He could take your heavy shot. He gives heavy shots, forward pressure, very intense, and it's good fight for me. It's gonna teach me a lot about myself, and I'm just gonna have to go in there and get a swim in the deep end, because
Mm.
he's a tough guy. We're gonna meet at the end, at the middle of the cage, and start going for it. So
Okay.
it's all about intensity and imposing your own will and game plan. So I just gotta go there and make sure like all my tools are well sharpened.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
totally ready. So yeah, he's a good boxer, good striker. He has a good grappling background, which he showed in his last fight. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go. So I have all the skills that's to match up his skills. He's tough, I'm tough, and may the best man win. So I'm
Yeah,
ready.
well, speaking about going in there, we know your one of your biggest skill is your tank, your gas tank that people say. A lot of people out there are saying. Mostly, I have my friend that we do this together, or I should say my co-host. He says that you never get tired. So people out there also say that you never get tired. Do you ever get tired?
Man, to be honest, like this is my experience. Looking at my fights, it might seem like I'm getting exhausted in there, but all the experience plays a huge factor, man. If you haven't been in there, it's a whole different feeling. It's like some people get in there and make it home at the first time, and people are different. People handle things differently. But mine came with more experience. So with all these fights I'm getting now, I'm getting comfortable in there, and not too comfortable where it becomes overconfident, but like comfortable where it becomes more relaxing and I could get in my zone. So it's always good to get experience, and my experience is gonna play a huge role too. And he has experience too. He fought tough fighters, and I think my gas tank will show even more. With more fights I get, like my gas tank is gonna show more. So I'm ready, man.
So, well, I'm asking you, this is Farouk's question, my co-host. He says, how is camp? I guess we've touched into that, but I'll just say, he says, how is camp preparation for this fight? How is camp going? Have you started camp due to the fight that the fight has been postponed a couple of weeks? So is camp already going on?
Yeah, camp's already going. I stay ready, I don't like to prepare. I hate preparing to get. I like to be ready, When you prepare, then you have to start from scratch. I just want to stay ready. I'm always in physical shape, and all I have to worry about is just cutting weights and sharpening
Mm-hmm.
my tools to make it nice and ready for the fight. But we stay ready. So now we're just tuning things up, little mistakes that we might make, and
Mm-hmm.
just tuning it up and getting ready. That's pretty much it.
So generally, as people, I would say we have goals and ambitions, and we have motivation when we try to pursue some things. And well, it's been documented when you started your MMA career, you started because you were just looking to get some extra cash. So with that being said, what should I say? What would you say is your ultimate goal right now? Because obviously, opinions do change. I should say goals do change. So what would you say is your goal right now, being in fighting now?
My goal in fighting is most my platform that I'm generating is mostly to help and go back home also to help the kids at home and where I grew up and to give back and maybe eventually to build a church because I'm trying to become a pastor one day to
Oh
build a
wow!
church and like have a couple of locations in Nigeria where I get to preach the word of God and spread the word of God.
Oh
Like
wow!
that's my goal. But with this fight game now, I'm just trying to generate the revenue that could be able to accomplish those dreams.
Oh, that's hot take. We're going to definitely use that line. You're trying to be a pastor, build a church back home. We're definitely going to put that out. That's very, very fascinating. So with that being said, I would ask if you have any dream match, dream opponent, maybe a fighter that is not fighting anymore. Obviously, you probably would say Anderson Silva, but
I know, right?
but
Uh,
is there any dream opponent that you have in mind?
Man, dream opponent. I always looked up to Anderson Silva. He was one of the fighters I always watched with all his skills and little savvy and cunning tactics he has. But I always wanted to like eventually fight him. But that is just far fetched now. Like, but that's always someone I always looked at with all his diverse techniques and stuff like
Yeah. Well, you can still fight him if you'd go for one
that.
of those boxing exhibitions that he does
I
now. He
know,
doesn't
right?
kick anymore. So Anderson
That's
Silva is probably like the best celebrity boxer right now. With
yeah,
his
he is.
yeah.
He is
So
awesome, man.
yeah, yeah. All right, I would like to take this back to Nigeria. Well, we know you are a
Hmm.
Nigeria boy. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether people don't hear you they speak pidgin before. I don't know whether you sabi.
Now they speak now. I they speak my own language. I don't know Igbo.
No, I'm a Hausa boy.
I got some boy. Igbo
I
why
know
they speak.
sabi Igbo, but I dey hear small
Uh,
small.
Yeah, Igbo boy. Even I have my teammates who are there for our gym. His name is Obi, so he
Oh
speaks
yeah.
Igbo. So sometimes when we're sparring or when he's sparring, I just they speak his pidgin, so they won't
They
understand
know
what
they
I
just
know.
they confuse them.
No, sometimes I speak Igbo, for him, and they won't even understand what we're saying. So it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny when we get to like trick people with the language, the native tongue with them. Yeah, pidgin man and Igbo.
Yeah.
I love
So,
the
and
language. I love
so more quick as we dey talk about Nigeria like this now, obviously Afrobeat now something where that is on the rise right now. We have I know that you are a man of God per se, but obviously you like
yes.
to dance sometimes. So
Yeah.
so would you say you have any specific what would you say in Afrobeat? I'm not talking about gospel
Afrobeat.
music.
Yeah.
What type what type of music is in your playlist from Afrobeat?
Gospel music. I'm about to pour my top 20, but it's okay. But yeah, Afrobeats. I love Burna Boy,
Okay.
Burna Boy, Naira Marley, Davido, um, P Square. I always love P Square. P Square. I grew up
Yeah.
listening to P Square and a couple other guys like Techno and
Yeah.
yeah, those are a couple of musicians, Nigerian musicians that I still listen to here and there.
Okay. I would like to talk about UFC Africa. There's a lot of talk about it, about a card in Africa probably going to happen. Dana said next year, but well, there's a big debate about where it's gonna happen. Obviously, with the situation that we both know what Nigeria is into right now, it probably would be in South Africa. But
Oh yeah.
if there is definitely a card in Africa, what do you think? Well, obviously South Africa, as I said, but would you want to be on it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Imagining fighting on that card right after the card, I could go and evangelize the gospel to the people.
Oh,
That'd be amazing, man. That'd
yeah,
be crazy. I would
things
love
made
that.
of
I definitely
dreams.
love that.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
right? Like just like right after fighting, just go after fighting, get some rest, and come out and start preaching to the people. That would be freaking awesome. I'll love it. I'll definitely love it.
All right.
Uh, that's a dream, a dream, and it will come true one day.
Yeah. I also want to ask this question. I know that I've seen you and Mohammed Usman, who is Kamaru Usman's little brother.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
seeing it. I've seen it a couple of times. You two training together and all that. So I was wondering, how close are you to the Usman brothers?
Oh, I train. Yeah, we before when Muhammad used to train at our gym, the younger brother, the heavyweight. Yeah, he trains. I'm like he's my brother. We train all the time. But now he moved because I guess it's what our gym we lacked big guys for heavyweights. We
Mm,
don't really have heavyweights. So he needed that big body, the big body. So he moved to I believe Denver, Colorado, somewhere like that. And
yeah, with
they
them
have like
featherweight.
that.
Mm,
Yeah, they have. I think I can't remember what gym it is, but they have like heavyweights, a lot of heavyweights, and that's what he
okay.
needs because
Yeah.
if he's training with light heavyweights or middleweights, I mean,
Yeah.
when he gets into the actual fight and feels the weight of heavy guys, he's not gonna throw him off. So he needed to go find some guys that are in his weight class, so he could get used to that weight and that power and
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, he's doing well. He's training, doing awesome. He's training with Razak, and Razak just got
Oh
a
yeah.
awesome finish.
And a
Yeah,
new
those are
contract
guys.
as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, those guys are my brothers. I love those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah,
Oh,
they're doing
great.
well. I'm really happy for them.
So, just lastly, I would like to ask you about your prediction for Kamaru Usman and Kobe Covington coming in a couple of weeks. How
Yeah,
would you see that fight going? Your prediction for that fight?
that fight will be a tough fight because I mean, Usman have destroyed everyone that he's fought, even Kobe. But
Mm,
I'm pretty sure Kobe's gonna try to make adjustments. But I'm pretty sure Usman is just in his head right now because Usman has the win. When someone has a victory over you, it's subconsciously the person's in your head. So the I think Usman will still get the win. He might finish or get decision, but I think he'll still secure the win. But it's still gonna be a hard fight.
okay, and lastly, this will be the last question I would ask you and let you go now. If you don't mind, on our channel, we have a lot of aspiring MMA fighters from back home, training at home in the motherland in Nigeria and all that. So they do watch our program. So I was asking, what advice do you have for them before I let you go?
Oh man, just let them believe, man. Also pray. I'm a man of God, so man of faith. I believe in prayer and consistent fasting. So I think they should just pray, always keep God first, because God got me where I'm at right now. My story is a long story with ups and
Mhm.
downs, but with my devotion in Christ, he's always brought me up. But they should just keep Christ as first, focus on him, and God will mold their way. And keep training, be consistent, never slack, never hang around with bad people, stay on the right path, because there's a lot of negative people that might smile in your face, but behind your back, they're ready to stab you to take your position. So always pray to the Lord to reveal those people and be able to stay away from them. No partying, no drinking, no smoking, none of that nonsense. Stay and make the sacrifice. It will pay off, but it has to be a long-term dedication. And you have to make it a lifestyle. Always be ready and be vigilant and be smart and wise. So the more you devote your life to Christ, the more he opens those channels for you to capitalize on opportunities like this. So eventually with those young fighters back home, I would love to go back, see them, give them gifts and stuff. This is stuff that will come along the way with my victory and my career. So
well, if you have any, sorry to cut you off, but if you have any welfare you want to do with them, we know we're well connected with the guys back home. Although me and my colleague, we are in the UK, but we are in constant communication with them. So we could easily reach out to them. That's no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know. Reach out to me. You have my Instagram, and just let me know. Let's get that done.
Cheers, no problem. And lastly, one little favor you would do for us. Do you mind just doing a plug for us, saying hello, hey guys, I'm Kennedy Nzechukwu, the African Savage. Do subscribe to the African Fighters, and
Yeah, hello people. I'm Kennedy Nzechukwu, UFC contender, the light heavyweight division, and this is a podcast, your African Fighter podcast. Feel free to tune in and follow them on Instagram. It's an awesome podcast. They're consistently growing, just like we all are doing in life. And feel free to tune in. They have amazing views on the sport and fascinating views too. So tune in to African Fighters.
You heard it here, man. That's Pastor Kennedy Nzechukwu in God's will.
Amen.
All right, man. Brother, I'll let you go back. I can see your sister needs your attention. Thank you.
She's gone. She went to the store.
All right. No, Allah. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'll just let you go now, okay?
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you so much.
We're just going to play our part, do as much as we can, continue supporting your career, going to be watching closely. And God's willing, the top is the destination. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate so much.
All right. Later now. All right. Thank you.
No problem, brother.
All right,
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Come on, Africans!